Live, News 8 at 5 starts now.
These are the same type of explosive materials as was used in the Boston Marathon bombing.
A house of explosives in New Haven filled with hundreds of pounds of materials, enough to light up the whole street.
Potentially could have exploded the entire block.
The components, the materials are very dangerous.
Police say there were piles and piles of explosives in every room, in the garage, and even a shed.
This was a tinderbox waiting to go.
There you're looking live. The FBI, police, the fire department, bomb squad, and arson unit all involved in this investigation tonight. Glad you're with us. I'm Ann Craig.
I'm Darren Kramer. That big explosives bust started when police were called to the home for a domestic dispute, and they realized a lot more was going on inside that place when they got there. This is at 35 Westminster Street. As first officials said that there was illegal fireworks inside, but tonight they say it is explosives. Materials to make explosives, and they say there were hundreds of pounds of that stuff inside that home. We have live team coverage tonight. News 8's Bob Wilson talking with the neighbors about what could have been a catastrophe, but we begin with News 8's Noel Gardner, who has learned just moments ago there has been an arrest in this case. Noel?
Darren, breaking news. Pascal Criscio of New Haven, 49-year-old, arrested in this case today. I want to bring you live right now to a press conference with the New Haven Police Department already in session.
The evidence from this case has been removed by a group involving the FBI, the Connecticut State Police, Emergency Services Unit, Hazardous Device Unit, New Haven Police Bomb Squad, and Yale University Police Bomb Squad, which is regional for us, as well as assistance from the Connecticut DEEP and other agencies, including the fire department, who have been here monitoring the safety of this entire operation. This was conducted in record time for the amount of explosives and explosive materials that were found inside this home. What I can report is that there were approximately 65 large mortars. We're talking commercial grade explosives, not the type of fireworks that you would ever use in your backyard on the 4th of July. This was a very serious incident for us. We are thankful that yesterday's arrest got officers into this home so they could find out what they found, and that this situation could have been mitigated in as easy a time as we've been able to do that. The evidence is being transported to different locations based on what it is, for either to hold on to it as evidence for the court case or for destruction. Any questions?
You said the casing, or you said bomb-making material. Is that what the casings of the big fireworks, are they considered bombs?
These are improvised explosive devices, whether they are packaged as fireworks or whether they are manufactured as bombs. That is for the court to determine. We've said before that these types of explosives are the same types of explosives that we saw as in evidence with the Boston bombing. You can pick at it any which way you want. They are explosives. They are easily made into bombs and easily made into fireworks.
So Dave, we're joining live on NBC Connecticut right now. Can you just say again the name of the person who was arrested and the charges he is facing?
Pascal Criscio. He's 49 years old, and the charges, you have it. He's being charged. I'm going to have to go back to my phone, Justin.
Why the risk of injury to a minor?
Because there were minors in the home when this evidence was found.
Describe what you saw, if you can, in the home. I mean, it was everywhere you turned.
Right. Every single room in this home, from basement to attic, seemed to have explosives or explosive materials. This was certainly a manufacturing operation. There was even materials found in the shed in the back of the house, as well as the attached garage. So this was, just piles and piles of stuff. We're, as the fire chief mentioned earlier, we're talking hundreds of pounds of black powder and explosive materials.
Any reason to suggest it could be terrorism?
No, there is zero nexus to terrorism that we are aware of at this point in our investigation.
Do you know if he was selling this and to who?
police?
I can't imagine that this would be something that someone would make just for themselves, but again, that lends to the investigation, and that is something that they are going to have to, excuse me, determine based on their interview with this with the arrestee, and I don't have any information other than that at this point.
So you don't know whether he was just using it himself or selling it up?
There was a lot of material there. I would be surprised if this was all for his personal enjoyment.
Now, neighbors said that he would put on a show every 4th of July. Is that something that police were familiar with?
I don't think police would be familiar with that, as we'd be arresting and confiscating materials from that. And we do that every year. We do that throughout the city. You know, we have an empty Connex box now. In a few months, that box is going to be filled with confiscated fireworks and so on and so forth.
So could the woman who was arrested in connection with domestic dispute, could she see any charges in connection to this?
She's not seeing charges. She's not a resident of this home. This was not her operation.
Do you foresee any other charges in this case?
At this
Any
point,
other
no. At this point, no.
And the kids who were involved, do they belong to her, to him? Do we know whose children they are?
I don't have that information.
But they were here last night when police showed up for this dispute.
Correct.
And they're okay?
And they are fine. No one was hurt, harmed, or injured in any way from this, and we're thankful for that. As was described earlier today, you know, this could have been a disastrous investigation rather than one that was mitigated as it has been.
Now, speaking with Mr. Criscio, was there any, remorse? Did he any motive that he explained himself?
Well, I'd be presumptuous to say that I knew that we've even spoken with him in any length. I know he is certainly someone we are going to talk to, but we didn't need to talk to him before having the warrant signed.
Thank you. All right, thank you. And New Haven Police Department just wrapping up that press conference. An arrest made. Now, earlier we were here as the investigation unfolded. The bomb squad, fire department, as well as the police department collecting all that evidence from inside the home. Let's take a look. The New Haven Police Department, Bomb Squad, and the FBI, along with other law enforcement agencies, removing large amounts of explosives and explosive manufacturing materials from this home on Westminster Street.
Every room in this home, every bedroom, the kitchen, the living room, everything is just covered in explosive materials and manufacturing materials.
Yesterday, police were called out to the home for a domestic dispute when officers noticed large amounts of black powder and explosive making materials.
It's very close to other residences, so you could have had a major catastrophe had that officer not given the heads up right away.
Police say they found the same type of explosive materials that were used in the Boston Marathon bombing.
We're dealing with commercial grade explosives, but as you know, that pressure cooker device used in Boston, or those devices, were manufactured likely similarly in a home somewhere.
Potentially could have exploded the entire block. We're talking several hundreds of pounds of black powder.
Investigators believe the explosives were manufactured in the home.
These are at best commercial grade or at worst commercial grade fireworks, but the components, the materials of the manufacture of this stuff are very dangerous if they're put together and ignited.
And again, police arresting 49-year-old Pasquale Criscio of New Haven. And just a short time ago, they collected that evidence. They're wrapping up this investigation out here, but the investigation is long from over. And I also asked police about the owner. They say they don't believe the owner had any knowledge that this was happening inside the home. I'm live tonight in New Haven. Noelle Gardner, News 8.
Noelle, thank you very much. And that home, again, in New Haven, and it's right near the North Haven line. I want to show you on a map here. That home is there at 35 Westminster Street. It's right here on Middletown Avenue, so incredibly populated. And just look how close these homes are together. When they're talking about a catastrophe, you can see why. I mean, homes side by side by side. You can imagine tonight the neighbors there are shocked. And they're thankful that now they know about this. News 8's Bob Wilson is talking to people there in the neighborhood tonight with their reaction. Bob.
Yeah, I would say they're surprised by the sheer volume of fireworks that came out of there. However, not surprised by the fireworks at all. As a matter of fact, neighbors all been down the street have been coming up to us saying, oh, yeah, he always put on an amazing, massive, professional grade fireworks show. As a matter of fact, I have Bobby over here, and he's going to show us. He's actually got video of it. He just came up to us and said, oh, yeah, we showed the, I don't know how clearly you can see this right now. Yeah, exactly. But, yeah, this is from last 4th of July.
Yeah, last 4th of July. He does it every year. Very professional, cleans up after himself. And he's many that you know, around this neighborhood does it.
And you just kind of came out, you were driving by, and you said, oh, is it safe, do you think?
He does it. Everybody's back. He has it roped off nice. Everybody's on their lawn chairs. It's like back in the old days. You know how they used to, you know, you got the one neighbor, the fireworks go up. That's exactly how it is.
Wow, that's there you go. Wow, that's like they're like up in the air. They're
no, they're big. They're nice. But you know this.
When you think though, he's got them in the bedrooms, around the kids, around the house.
That's a little insane. I'll be honest. I didn't know nothing about that, but that's a little crazy.
Right,
I mean,
right.
You know, if you get them, you know, you're safe. Everything's safe. You know,
everything's gotta be safe. Yeah,
it's not like you're gonna sleep under the bed with this, and you know.
Right, but he had them in the bedrooms. He had them, yeah.
That's a little crazy.
I know. Yeah, we've been talking to other neighbors too, who said, you know, it was a massive. We're gonna try to get that video over to our Facebook page and onto our website. But that's just other neighbors have been saying the same thing, that you know it is absolutely incredible. And we'll have more for you come up tonight at 6 o'clock. We'll see if we can get this video put out there for you. All right. Thank you very much. That's what's going on out here in the neighborhood. Back to you guys.
All right, Bob, we'll do it. Shoot that in. We'll put it right up online. You can get it on the app, too, anytime, always, on the News 8 app and at WTNH.com. Officials think they're going to be there all night. We'll be watching as it goes on. You can get alerts there through the app and, again, on the website, WTNH.com.